Hello friends, my name is Raza Masood. Today we'll discuss about a topic what is life cycle costing in project management. Friend, today's topic is very important and I would like to say that if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues. Why? Because friend, the costing is a very important aspect in project management, and if you are a student in studying project management in university, so remember one thing that you will definitely see at least 15 to 20 questions which are directly relating to costing, and especially the topic life cycle costing. It is also very important topic, and either if we talk about exam, university exam or PMP exam, so you will definitely see questions which are directly relating to life cycle costing. So if you are planning to give exam of PMP, or you are already studying project management in any university, so remember one thing that you will definitely see this topic life cycle costing in the exam. So this is very important that you should have a clear idea concept about life cycle costing, so that you can clear the exam of PMP or university exam related to project management. uh, the other aspect is that, friend, if you are already a project manager and working in any organization as a professional project manager, so friend, remember one thing that costing is very important, that how you do the costing of a project. If you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the clear vision that you how you can do the costing, you cannot become a good project manager. So this is very important that you should have the clear idea, vision, strategy, that how you can do the costing of a project. So again, the topic life cycle costing is very important, and if you are already a project manager in any organization, so this is very important that you should have a clear idea, clear knowledge, that how to do the life cycle costing. So friend, here I would like to take a chance to request that please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. What is life cycle costing in project management? See friend, here just this term life cycle costing. The name shows you clearly that this topic pertains to project management. Today we will see that what is the life cycle costing in project management, PMI, or project management body of knowledge. Uh, Friend, see, the life cycle costing, if you just see this term life cycle costing. See friend, if we talk about life cycle in a general term, if I ask from you that what do you think that what is the meaning of life cycle in general sense, if I ask from you, what do you think? See friend, first of all, we born in a world, then our childhood, then our we became 20 to 25 years old, then we become old. So and after some time we have to face the death. So this is overall a life cycle of a person. Every person who came in this world, he has to pass through this life cycle. This is the life cycle of a person, of a human being. Every human being has to pass through this life cycle. Like, he will born, then he flourish, then he become old, and then he pass away from the world. So this is the life cycle of a human being. So similarly friend, if we whenever we talk about life cycle costing and project management, same thing applies on a project as well. Like a project life cycle costing, life cycle, right now we are talking about life cycle. First of all, a project will initiate, then it will flourish, like it will become developed, and it will be deployed at production, and then it will become operational and every user will start using it, and after some time it will finish, like people stop using it, or it will be replaced by other system. Let me give you an example here. uh, for example, uh, maybe you remember some chatting softwares like ICQ or MSN chatting, etc. These are the softwares. So if we talk about life cycle about these softwares, so what was this life cycle like? For example, first of all, the software was initiated, then the development, then the testing, then the production deployment, then the commercial launch, like people start using that software, and then after some time people stop using it, and this software has been replaced by other software. So this is called the life cycle costing. So a friend, life cycle. Now coming towards our main topic, life cycle costing. Friend, life cycle costing is the cost that is associated with the project from the beginning of the project to the end of its useful life and beyond. It includes the cost of acquiring the project, operating it, and disposing of at the end of its useful life. It may even include money spent after the project's useful life, that is result of the project existence and effect. See friend, this was just only the definition. See, try to understand here. Whenever we talk about life cycle costing, it means that whenever you are initiating a project, you must have to consider the overall life cycle of a project, not only the thing like related to development. For example, not only like if you are implementing an e-commerce solution, so don't just think that the 3 months is the life cycle cost, because life the 3 months, for example, the 3 months take you to develop the software, so it is only the development cost. Whenever we talk about life cycle costing, that means that the overall costing means that it will include the acquiring of the project, operating it, and disposing it out. So overall cost you have to consider, not only a small piece of development, or not a small piece of a span of time you have to consider. You have to consider the overall time span which a project need. That for example, the initiation of a project, development, then the testing, then the deployment, then the operational work will start, and then after some years or after some months it will dispose of. So you have to consider the overall cost here, not only the small piece of time here. So this is called the concept of life cycle costing here. Now, what are the categories here which you have to consider as a method of evaluating the project cost? See friend, the main categories are project design and development, project operation and maintenance. Read it again: the design and development, operation and maintenance. These are the three categories in which we have to consider that what is the cost will be required to develop, and on basis of that you can take a decision that either you have to go for this project or either you will not go for that project. So what are the main categories? Like how much cost will be required to design or develop a project, how much cost will be required to to make a project operational, and how much cost will be required for maintenance. So these are the three categories: design and development, operational cost, and the maintenance cost. Okay, so these are the three categories which you have to consider whenever we talk about life cycle costing of a project. Now let me give you a very simple example of a software system. For example, suppose you are planning to deploy a learning management system software. To get to the life cycle cost associated with this decision, you would end up seeking answers to questions like that: what are the costs of developing the system over ourselves versus purchasing one? What are the costs of hosting the learning management system in internal servers versus a vendor server side? How much do we need to operate the new software? Do we need additional staff? What are the associated training cost? If we host it internally, can our can our existing application support group maintain it? If no, should we outsource the maintenance? See friend, here all these questions, if you just see these questions, basically these questions pertains to these categories: design and development, operation and maintenance. Like whenever you are taking a decision, for example, you are taking a decision to implement an e-commerce solution, so you must have to consider the cost, overall cost of a system. So what is the total cost you need? If you are in implementing, if you are working in any bank, and bank has taking a decision to implement the for example banking application. So they must have to take a decision based on these three categories of the cost, like how much cost is needed in design and development, how much cost is needed in operation, and how much cost will be required for maintenance. So that is called the three categories which you must have to consider. On basis of that you must have to consider that either you will go for that project or you will not go for that project. Remember one thing again, remember one thing friend, do not consider only small piece of a span of time to calculate the cost of a project. Whenever we talk about a project, you have to consider the overall life cycle of a project, not only the small piece of development time you will need. You have to consider the overall life cycle costing of a project, and basis of that you can only calculate the right cost of a project. Okay, friend. So, friend, I hope I have tried my level best to explain you the concept of life cycle costing in a very easy to understand manner. If you still have any question, please do ask from me and comment on the section. So, I would love to answer your queries. And thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. And that's all from my side. Thank you. Thank you.